Good afternoon, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. My name is MinYung, Program Specialist at ICHCAP, and I'm deeply honored to serve as your MC for today's side event. On behalf of ICHCAP and our co-organizing 7 UNESCO Category 2 centers, a warm welcome to all of you attending the side event of the 48th session of World Heritage Committee. Today's side event, titled Showcasing the Achievements of UNESCO Category 2 Centers in the Republic of Korea, aims to highlight our collaborative efforts and showcase how Korean UNESCO Category 2 centers are advancing our core UNESCO values worldwide. Before we proceed, I would like to introduce the distinguished guests and key participants attending today. First, we are honored to have Mr. Ho-min, Administrator of the Korea Heritage Service.
네, 여러분 반갑습니다. 우리 유네스코 카테고리 2 센터 성과보고회를 하게 돼서 정말 진심으로 감사합니다. 오늘 보시니까 다 오셨습니다. 그리고 오늘 이 자리에 특히 우리 유네스코 세계유산 부센터장이 오셨는데 우리 조티 호사그라하르 유네스코 부센터에 오셔서 너무 감사합니다. 그리고 각 C2C 관계된 전문가님들 오셔서 교육과 그다음에 무형유산 그리고 또 무예, 물안보, 기록유산 그리고 세계유산 헤드센터 그리고 지시다, 지시다는 국제보호지역 이렇게 해서 오늘 7개의 대한민국에 속해 있는 카테고리 2 센터가 다 오셨네요. 오늘 이 자리에는 특히 유네스코 우리 세계유산 국제해석센터가 설명센터가 주관하고 같이 우리 아태 무형유산센터도 같이 주관해서 여기까지 온 것 같아요. 센터장님과 우리 사무총장 직무대리인 두 분 감사드립니다. C2C는 굉장히 중요한 것 같아요. 보니까 많은 저희들이 부산 선언을 하면서 또 부산 포럼을 할 정도로 이제는 콜래보레이션이랑 굉장히 중요하게 돼서 여러 가지 기관이 있지만 그래도 대한민국에서 7개 C2C가 함께해서 만들어 나가면 훨씬 시너지가 있을 것 같고 또 그렇게 되리라 믿고 함께 가야 됩니다. 다시 한번 강조드리지만 지난 개막식에 새로운 C를 하나 더 추가해서 콜래보레이션 했기 때문에 그게 계속 지속돼서 이것이 결정될 때까지 시간 내에 여러분의 또 노력이 필요하고 여러분께 하신 일이 유네스코를 함께 움직이는 어떤 큰 역할을 해주시기를 정말 바랍니다. 오늘 그런 리더십을 좀 발휘해 주시는 그런 각 분야의 각 센터마다의 특징을 말씀 주시면 저희들도 함께 지원과 협력을 아끼지 않겠습니다. 아무튼 오늘 제48차 유네스코 세계유산위원회 이 좋은 기회에 또 이 자리에서 감사드리고 오늘 여러분의 지혜를 한번 듣고 함께 공유하는 그런 좋은 시간을 되기를 바랍니다. 고맙습니다, 여러분.
Thank you very much, Administrator Ho. For our international guests, here is a brief summary of his congratulatory remarks. Administrator Ho warmly welcomed all distinguished guests and expressed his sincere gratitude to WHIPIC and ICHCAP for organizing today's event. Highlighting the main theme, Heritage to Humanity, he celebrated the outstanding achievements of Korea's 7 UNESCO Category 2 centers, which cover diverse fields ranging from intangible cultural heritage and education to water security and protected areas. He also stressed the importance of collaboration of Category 2 centers, and he also reaffirmed that the Korea Heritage Service will extend its unwavering support so that these 7 Category 2 centers can continue to demonstrate the strong global leadership. Thank you very much. Now I would like to invite Ms. Jyoti Hosagrahar, Deputy Director of the World Heritage Center UNESCO, to deliver her congratulatory remarks.
Dear Administrator of the Korea Heritage Service, dear Excellencies, dear representatives, distinguished delegates, dear ladies and gentlemen, I'm first of all delighted to be here and delighted to be able to join together with the 7 Category 2 centers of UNESCO in Korea. This is a remarkable number of Category 2 centers, and this, for us, is a powerhouse of knowledge, of support for UNESCO. So we congratulate you and thank you for this. I really want to express our sincere appreciation on behalf of UNESCO for the Category 2 centers at the Republic of Korea, and also for bringing all of these centers together today for this side event. The government of the Republic of Korea has been a long-standing supporter for UNESCO, and we greatly appreciate Korea's commitment to strengthening international cooperation through these centers. We also welcome the opportunity to celebrate the achievements of the Category 2 centers, which are significant, and to reflect on their important contribution to UNESCO's program and mandate. UNESCO, and in particular the new Director General, sees the Category 2 centers as very valuable partners in translating UNESCO's normative frameworks into concrete action in the regions and in the field. Through research, capacity building, technical cooperation, and knowledge sharing, the Category 2 centers help to bridge priorities with regional and national implementation. Their work strengthens the effectiveness of UNESCO's programs while responding to the specific needs of member states. Their expertise has supported the implementation of the World Heritage Convention, both in the Asia-Pacific region and globally. So the impact of the Category 2 centers is not limited to the region, but really goes beyond globally. The Category 2 centers have demonstrated leadership in developing new approaches, particularly in areas such as digital heritage, interpretation, scientific research, and professional training. Your work helps ensure that the implementation of the conventions continue to evolve while remaining firmly grounded in its core principles. And I say conventions because you have also the Intangible Heritage Convention that you support extraordinarily here. The achievements showcased today illustrate the value of strong partnerships between UNESCO, member states, Category 2 centers, the advisory bodies, and other academic institutions. As UNESCO looks towards the future, these partnerships are going to be even more important in delivering lasting impact. The World Heritage Center greatly values its close cooperation with the Korea Category 2 centers, and I was very pleased yesterday to have the opportunity to participate in the governing board of one of the Category 2 centers, the WHIPIC, that works closely with the World Heritage Convention. So it was really an honor and a delight to be able to participate in person in that meeting. So I just want to conclude by congratulating all of the Category 2 centers in Korea on your achievements, and thank you for your dedication to UNESCO's mission And I want also to encourage continued collaboration, innovation, and knowledge sharing to address the evolving challenges facing heritage worldwide. And when I say heritage, it's built and intangible heritage. And of course, we also deal with natural heritage in the World Heritage Convention. The success of UNESCO's mission depends on strong partnerships. The achievements of the Category 2 centers in the Republic of Korea demonstrate how scientific excellence, innovation, and international cooperation can transform global commitments into practical action, strengthening the protection and transmission of our shared heritage for future generations. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Deputy Director Hosagrahar, for your gracious and inspiring words. Next, I'd like to invite Director General Chang-nam of WHIPIC to give us his opening remarks. Please welcome him to the stage with a warm round of applause.
Distinguished guests, representative of UNESCO Category 2 centers and participants, good afternoon and welcome to today's event, showcasing the achievements of UNESCO Category 2 centers in the Republic of Korea. On behalf of WHIPIC, I would like to thank all representatives, speakers, and participants joining us today. UNESCO Category 2 centers in the Republic of Korea work in different fields, but we share a common goal to contribute to a better future for humanity. Today's meeting is an opportunity to share the achievement and experience of C2Cs in Korea and to reflect on how our centers can work together more closely and meaningfully. I hope today's discussion will be open, practical, and meaningful for everyone. Thank you again for joining us today.
Thank you very much, Director General Hong, for your insightful opening words. Before we proceed, I'd like to introduce each representatives of the Category 2 centers. First, we have Mr. Kim Jong-hoon, Director of APCEIU. We have Ms. Park Yuri, Acting Director General of ICHCAP. We have Mr. Lee Yul-bom, Director General of GCEDA. On behalf of ICM, Mr. Seo Kyung-mo, Chief of Strategic Planning Team, is joining us today. On behalf of ICDH, Ms. Lee Eun-sun, Chief of Strategic Planning Office, is attending. On behalf of IWSSM, Mr. Song Young-seok, Senior Program Specialist, is joining us. Please understand that due to time constraints, we cannot introduce every distinguished participants today. Now we will watch the video presentation. Let's turn our attention to the screen.
Home to 7 UNESCO Category 2 centers. Established under the auspices of UNESCO and independently operated by member states. APCEIU. Fostering international understanding and global citizenship education for a more peaceful and inclusive world. ICHCAP. Supporting the transmission of intangible cultural heritage and its values for future generations. ICM. Promoting the educational values of martial arts and fostering growth, perseverance, and respect. IWSSM. supporting global water security and sustainable water management in response to climate-induced water challenges. ICDH, promoting research, education, content development, and international cooperation to safeguard documentary heritage for future generations. WHIPIC, enhancing understanding of the diverse values of World Heritage through interpretation and presentation. GSIDA, supporting the conservation and sustainable management of internationally designated protected areas. Shaping a sustainable future through the expertise and vision of each center.
Thank you very much. What a wonderful display of dedication and vision. Now, before we move to the presentation session, we would like to take a group photo to commemorate this occasion. We will take a photo of everyone right from your seats first. We kindly ask everyone in the audience to stay in your seats. Please hold up the event schedule provided at your seats and look at the camera on the stage. Please shake your hands. Please hold up the event schedule provided at your seats. Look at the camera on the stage, please. Thank you very much. Next, we kindly invite the distinguished guests, representatives of each organization, and presenters to join us on the stage for another photo. The representatives of each organization and also the presenters, please come to the stage. Much. Please return to your seats. Thank you. Now let's move on to the heart of today's event, the presentation session, under the theme Heritage to Humanity, Cooperation and Practices of UNESCO Category 2 Centers in the Republic of Korea. Today, 7 Category 2 centers will share their expertise and key initiatives. To stay on schedule, each presentation will be limited to 10 minutes. I kindly ask all presenters to keep strictly to your limited allocated time. Our first presentation is by APCEIU. I would like to welcome Ms. Sunmi, Head of the Office of Research and Development, who will present on Learning from Heritage, Building Peace Together. Please welcome Ms. Ji.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. It is a pleasure to join you in Busan. My name is Sunmi Ji from the Asia-Pacific Center of Education for International Understanding. Today, I will briefly introduce APCEIU and share how we use heritage as an entry point for global citizenship education. The title of my presentation is Learning Through Heritage, building peace together. APCEIU stands for the Asia Pacific Center of Education for International Understanding. We were established in 2000 through an agreement between UNESCO and the government of the Republic of Korea. As a UNESCO Category 2 center, our mandate is to promote a culture of peace through education for international understanding, or EIU, and global citizenship education, or GCED. Our work is aligned with UN SDG Target 4.7 and with the 2023 UNESCO recommendation on education for peace and human rights, international understanding, cooperation, fundamental freedoms, global citizenship, and sustainable development. We put this mandate into action through 4 connected areas. First, research and development. APCEIU conducts policy research, supports curriculum development, and developing practical teaching and learning materials. Second, capacity building. We run international teacher exchange program and organize workshops and mentoring for educators, young people, and teacher leaders across the world. Third, knowledge sharing. The UNESCO GCED Clearinghouse serves as a global knowledge hub. It brings together more than 12,000 resources from around the world and makes them available in 7 languages. Also, the GCED online campus offers free online courses and practical learning content for educators worldwide. And fourth, partnerships and networks, connecting UNESCO Category 2 centers, educators, universities, and institutions across regions. Together, these 4 areas provide the institutional foundation for our heritage-based GCED work. Then, why do we connect heritage with GCED? World heritage is not only something humanity protects, it is also something humanity learns from. Heritage helps learners understand cultural diversity, see our interconnected histories, and reflect on what we owe to future generations. Through GCED, heritage learning can lead to dialogue, empathy, and shared responsibility, and become a pathway towards peace. This slide summarizes more than a decade of APCEIU's heritage-based work in 3 phases. The first phase was Explore. Our early multimedia resources included Bagan in 2013 and Angkor in 2014. These multimedia resources use 3-dimensional panoramic images to give learners an almost on-site experience. We then developed an interactive resource on Uzbekistan, including Samarkand, designed around the cognitive, socio-emotional, and behavioral dimensions of GCED. We also co-developed a teacher's guide drawing on Malacca and Georgetown in Malaysia, and a Jeju resource linking the natural World Heritage Site of Jeju Volcanic Island and lava tubes with the living heritage of Jeju Haenyeo culture. The second phase was Connect and Scale. With Simius Bafa, we co-developed Living with Water, Heritage and Risks, using an educator's booklet, activity workbooks, and inquiry-based photo cards to connect culture, nature, and action. In partnership with UNESCO Bangkok and ICHCAP, we then supported teachers across the region to bring living heritage into classrooms. The 2023 lesson plan contest received 146 submissions from 96 schools in 23 countries across the Asia-Pacific region. 6 schools received pilot grants, and 18 plans from 10 countries were recognized as good practices. This shows not only regional reach, but teacher ownership. The third phase is act and co-create. The Pacific and Morocco guides link heritage with the SDGs, dialogues, and responsible action through co-development with regional and local experts. And the journey continues. This year, ICHCAP is preparing a new resources on Egypt World Heritage in cooperation with the UNESCO Cairo office and the Egyptian National Commission for UNESCO. Overall, our work has moved from developing resources to building regional practice to co-create with local partners. Our approach can be summarized quite simply. We begin with the significance and outstanding universal value of a heritage site. We identify the values and different perspectives connected with it, and then turn them into GCED questions and classroom activities. In short, ICHCAP translates heritage expertise into educational practice. Let me share a recent example from Morocco. Learning global citizenship through Morocco's World Heritage was co-developed by ICHCAP and the Foundation for the Safeguarding of the Cultural Heritage of Rabat last year. The guide uses 3 World Heritage sites, Volubilis, Meknes, and Rabat, to explore solidarity, cultural diversity, sustainability, and peaceful coexistence. The page shown here uses the Rabat carpet as a pedagogical metaphor. Its different threads have different colors and roles, but they come together to form one whole. In this way, the activity helps learners reflect on diversity, interdependence, solidarity, and shared responsibility. The guide was also refined through pilot workshop with teachers and students in Morocco, so it reflects both expert knowledge and classroom experience. Please take a look at more pages of the guide. Let me also introduce another recent resource, Guardians of the Pacific, a teacher's guide to celebrating, preserving, and promoting world heritage. One important feature of this guide is that it was written by researchers and educators with direct knowledge of the Pacific region. It brings together local and regional knowledge, the specific historical and cultural context of Pacific communities, and ICHCAP's expertise in GCED. The guide is designed mainly for teachers working with upper primary and lower secondary students. It connects Pacific World Heritage Sites with the Sustainable Development Goals through the 5 pillars of the 2030 Agenda: people, planet, prosperity, peace, and partnership. In this way, heritage becomes a practical entry point for learners to explore sustainability, cultural diversity, justice, peace, and shared responsibility. These 2 guides illustrate ICHCAP's distinctive contribution to the heritage field. It is educational. We turn outstanding universal values and heritage narratives into learning questions and participatory activities. We equip educators with practical tools, and we bring heritage and education experts together. The result is more than a set of publications. It is an adaptable educational model and a growing network. We would therefore like to invite further collaboration. Many of you bring deep expertise in World Heritage conservation and interpretation, as well as close relationships with local communities. ICHCAP brings expertise in GCED, curriculum and resource development, educator capacity building, and international educational cooperation. Together, we can co-develop new heritage-based GCED resources. We can pilot them with teachers and learners and improve them through real classroom experience. We can adapt and translate them for different languages, cultures, and educational settings. And we can connect World Heritage Sites with educators and young people across countries and regions. We believe the strongest education resources are developed not only for local communities, but with them. This is how heritage education can become relevant, inclusive, and transformative. To conclude, protecting heritage is our shared duty. We also need to help each generation understand why heritage matters, what it can teach us, and what responsibilities it gives us. Learning from heritage is one way that this shared duty can contribute to peace. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ms. Ji, for introducing APCEIU's valuable work about the heritage and educational materials. Next, representing ICHCAP, we have Ms. Park Yuri, Director of the Office of Planning and Management. She will speak on Asia-Pacific Small Island Developing States and climate change.
Good afternoon, distinguished guest, delegate, and colleague. My name is Yuri Park from ICHCAP. Today I would like to share how ICHCAP has worked with the seas in Asia-Pacific regions where climate change and living heritage are increasingly intertwined. ICHCAP is the UNESCO Category 2 centers in the field of intangible cultural heritage. We established in 2011. We based in the Jeonju, which is well known for the home to the intangible heritage in Korea. Our mandate is support the implementation of 2003 ICH Convention throughout Asia-Pacific regions. We carry out this mandate mainly through information sharing and network building. We connect communities, practitioners, experts, institutions, and government while producing the disseminating knowledge for safeguarding living heritage. Cooperation with the seas has long been an important part of this work. Our work is guided by four main objectives. One, promoting 2003 conventions, increasing community participation, and strengthening safeguarding capacity and fostering regional and international cooperations. Most importantly, communities are not simply beneficiaries. They are holders, practitioners, and decision makers of their living heritage. For island communities, climate change is already a lived reality. Rising seas, extreme weathers, ecosystem change, and displacement strengthen not only the land and livelihood, but also the social and cultural environment in which living heritage is practiced and transmitted. At the same time, living heritage is not only the at risk, it is also the resource. Traditional navigations, ecological knowledge, food practice, social network, building technique can support climate adaptation and disaster risk reductions. In this sense, safeguarding living heritage is itself an act of climate resilience. A recent publication reflects this approach. In 2025, UNESCO published Intangible Cultural Heritage Safeguarding and Climate Actions in Asia and the Pacific in cooperation with ICHCAP and other partner organizations. 15 case studies has shown that communities are not passive recipients of climate change impact, but active agents of adaptations who draw on living heritage, social network, and traditional knowledge. These publications also demonstrate how UNESCO's 2024 guide note on climate actions for living heritage can be applied in practice. ICHCAP engagements with seas date back to around 2010. Our cooperation has developed in 3 main areas. 1, meeting and network building. 2, enhancing visibility. 3, education and capacity building. Since 2010, ICHCAP has supported a series of the Pacific sub-regional meetings. These meetings has provided a platform for governments, experts, practitioners, and community to discuss shared challenges and exchange practical experience. The agenda has evolved from introducing the 2003 conventions and building information systems to youth participation, post-pandemic cooperations, and disaster risk reductions. They also helped build trust and maintain cooperation across geographically diverse regions. One meaningful example was Pacific Youth ICH Practitioners Network meeting held in Honiara in 2018. Young practitioners from 4 countries shared their experience and developed joint recommendations. The meeting reinforced that safeguarding is an intergeneration process, is that young people must be recognized as active partners in the future living heritage. A second area of our work is enhancing visibility. ICHCAP worked with the 6 Pacific Island countries to publish traditional knowledge and wisdom themes from Pacific Island. National editorial teams work with international editorial board, ensuring both regional coherence and the local ownerships. We also supported digitization of fragile analog audiovisual material in Solomon Island, Fiji, and FMC. This material contains valuable recording of oral traditions, performing art, ceremonies, traditional knowledge. Digitizations helped preserve this collection, improve public access, and strengthen capacity of national institutions. The digitized materials are new publicity available through curated compilations on the ICHCAP website. Examples include YEP's ICH and our cultural expression, Indigenous Sound of Fiji. This supports education, research, and intergenerational transmissions. We collaborated with the 7 Seas member states through Google online exhibitions. This project includes curators, workshops, collection of visual materials, and development of exhibition adapt to each country's cultural context. It strengthens local curatorial capacity while bringing Pacific living heritage to a global audience. A total of 8 exhibitions were produced, introducing diverse traditions such as Fiji's fireworking and navigation ceremony, and the Samoan craft, PNG's and Peruvian cultural traditions. These exhibitions allowed participating countries and communities to present their heritage from their own perspective. Building on this experience, we implemented a video production project from this year to 2018 with Fiji, Palau, and Tonga. This project supports community-based video productions and national capacity building in storytelling and filming, safeguarding-oriented documentations. The aim is not only produce the contents, but also to strengthen sustainable local capacity. From 2023, we worked with the UNESCO APCEIU office to integrate ICH into education and disaster risk reduction in Fiji, Vanuatu, and Tonga. A new learning model has developed, translated into local language and piloted in 9 schools. This initiative helped students understand their living heritage as a resource for preparedness and resilience and cultural continuity. This initiative have revealed 3 recurring challenges. 3, communities should not be portrayed not only the narrative of the vulnerable, lost, their dignities, agency, knowledge must remain central. 2, limited technical and digital infrastructure can constrain digitization and online disseminations. 3, high operational cost and geographical constraint make one-off interventions less effective. These challenges reinforce the needs and long-term trust-based and the context-sensitive cooperations. We will continue to emphasize long-term sub-regional cooperations, and rather than applying the single model, we aim to develop approach suited to each member state. One immediate priority is the capacity building for the new periodic reporting system under 2003 conventions. All regions expected to submit reports by next year. So we plan to organize the capacity building workshop throughout the Asia Pacific member state. And also the Pacific sub-regional meeting will be planned in November. Finally, I would like to introduce the proposed the extra budgetary initiative called Heritage Arc, developed under ROK and Pacific Island Forum cooperative funds with the Pacific communities. It aimed to identify, document at-risk intangible heritage, digitize traditional knowledge, and do the exhibitions. To conclude, safeguarding living heritage is an important act of resilience for island community on the front line of climate change. Living heritage carry knowledge, memories, identities, and responding to the change. Effective safeguarding requires time, trust, continuity, and genuine community participation. WHIPIC sees the partners in SEAS not simply as the recipient of its assistance, but also the co-thinkers and co-designer of safeguarding approach. In the spirit of today's theme, Heritage to Humanities, we hope to continue strengthening cooperation that connect cultural continuity and climate resilience. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you very much, Ms. Park, for highlighting the vital connection between climate change and intangible cultural heritage. By the way, we are actually running behind the schedule, so I would like to ask all presenters to keep your 10 minutes limited time, if you possible. Now, moving forward, our third speaker represents ICM. Please welcome Mr. Jo Sung-sik, Chief of the International Cooperation Team, presenting on empowering communities through martial arts.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Nice meeting you. My name is Sung-sik Jo, and I'm the Chief of International Cooperation, International Center of Martial Arts for Youth Development and Engagement under the auspices of UNESCO. And ICM is under supervision of sciences sector, a science sector and sports section within UNESCO. And it's my great pleasure to meet all of you. And I know it gets slightly more boring at the same time, the time I need to keep is very strict, more and more. So some of my presentation will be covered by a series of videos, which could wake you up a little bit. Yeah, category 2. So I'm the number 3 category 2 center, representative. So I think I don't need to explain more about this. So you can briefly read, but like other category 2 centers and also UNESCO's mission in general, ICM aimed to contribute to capacity building and North-South cooperation, and lastly, research and knowledge sharing. And ICM has very diverse projects and programs, even comparing to other centers, because ICM, as for youth development and engagement, and youth and their growth is a somehow multifaceted phenomenon. It's not just a one single thing and one single flow. So ICM's activities are all maintaining its focus on different activities which could cover the diverse senses of growth and upbringing of youth. The first project I will present is like Martial Arts Open School. Basically, Martial Arts Open School is the one providing summer classes for the children and youth in developing countries, because lack of physical education and is existing, and in addition to that, like summertime, a lot of children out of school has less opportunities to have something coordinated and organized activities. The second program that I would like to introduce, African Women Martial Arts Coaches Workshop. As we all know, I'm pretty sure, Africa is one of the 2 global strategic priorities of UNESCO. So ICM has been looking for the ways to contribute to that mission, and this is part of that effort. And lastly, ICM recently extended its vision to help or support different sets of underprivileged people, which is including people with disability. So this program just started last year, and then you can share the scenes of this program by this presentation. Since 2017, so I dare to say this is a flagship program of ICM, Martial Arts Open School, and not only in terms of number, like we have had like more than 4,800 people, youth participating in, and we try to target more girls to join this program. So it's increasing, which is good news. And countries-wise, like 30 countries, and in each year, ICM selects usually 4 to 5 different member states as a host of this program. We open the call, so that any organizing or existing body within any countries or any member states could apply, and then we select them and we give the grant, and then sometimes we go ICM visited for somehow inspection or some visiting. So this year, I plan to visit Namibia next month, because, no Namibia, I'm sorry. Like my group of my colleagues will visit Kenya this year, and Cambodia and Indonesia visited. So, before I speak more, you can watch. This is from Brazil, Rio de Janeiro, hosted by Jadir Taekwondo Association. And then they actually have made a very great contribution 2024. So as a second year, they hosted again in 2025. So martial arts open school, until 2023, only martial arts training was centered, but since last year, we've been adding and requiring different classes related to different global agenda. And thanks to help of APCEIU, this year we provided more education for global citizenship education through open school, and I really would like to share my sincere gratitude to APCEIU here. Next one is African Women Martial Arts Coaches Workshop. So ICM hosted a number of meetings in Africa, but the thing is, like, those meetings turned out to be one-off. So somebody comes and then nothing is there. So ICM started focusing on the idea of the coaching of the coaches, and this workshop is part of that effort. So last year in 2025, ICM hosted its workshop, first time in African continent since 2020, since the COVID, in Uganda, Kigali. And then this year, there will be the African Women Martial Arts Coaches Workshop in Windhoek, Namibia. So I will have a business trip, Namibia, next month, and then September again, 30-hour trip, finger crossed. So we'll invite, and actually ICM doesn't distinguish which martial arts or they practice or whichever. It doesn't need to be Korean martial arts. If any of them are based on grassroots movement in martial arts, ICM is welcoming everybody. So this year we'll be working in the Barakitso, which is the name of the organization in Namibia, and then we'll conduct this program. So watch it, please.
Adeyemi Ikenotefe. I'm from Nigeria. I do kickboxing. Then I do a bit taekwondo, karate, kung fu. Today, we were taught about plenty things about leadership. And in coming year, it has made me to know that as a leader, you should also be a servant. You should lead by example, be a mentor, motivate others, be a goal setter, a pace setter for others to follow. Then in martial arts as a whole, being a leader, it means you need to carry everybody along. Not putting your subordinates backward and you want to do everything. Share the duties so that it can be easy for you to move and move along with others. After the workshop, I actually want to network with other martial arts instructors, coaches from other African countries so that we can move women in martial arts to a top notch, and so that we can lead together as a team in our...
Okay, so I aim to finish this in time. I may need some extra minutes, but let me do my best. So last thing is a disability program. Is last year ICM organized a program which is related to wheelchair Tai Chi, and then you can watch.
적응형 휠체어 태극권 교육을 통해서 장애인의 신체적, 정신적 건강을 도모하고 장애인 관련 기관 종사자의 포용적 무해 교육을 확대하기 위한 목적으로 기획되었습니다.
স্লোলি ভাবে মাইন্ড দিয়ে মানে সব মিলিয়ে যে এত সুন্দর একটা ফিলিংস ছিল, কিন্তু আমি কখনো ভাবি নাই যে 이걸로 হতে পারে.
일상생활의 사소한 행동조차 불가능해 보일 것만 같았던 이분들이 스스로 무예를 하고 있다. 바로 이 점에 굉장한 희열을 느끼는 것 같았어요.
So integrating the wheelchair movement as a part of Tai Chi movement make the wheelchair become the tool of flowing.
I think if you can't walk slow, you can't run.
Yeah, sure. ICM has a lot of different other activities, but because the time is running out, I will not cover all of this. ICM is clearly written, so you can find easily, thanks to Google, even without like AI. So this is the end of the presentation. I just clicked, and we all know this since war begins in the mind of man, which is very famous, all known to us. And ICM do our best to nurture more guardians to defend the walls against the peace. The walls against the war. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Cho, for keeping your time and for sharing how martial arts serve as a practical medium for women and youth development. Our next presentation comes from IWSSM. I welcome Mr. Song Young-seok, Senior Program Specialist.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here today. I am Young-seok Song from the International Center for Water Security and Sustainable Management, in short IWSSM, under the auspices of the UNESCO. I would like to express our gratitude for organizing this event on behalf of IWSSM. So at first glance, World Heritage and water security may seem like separate issues. However, they are closely connected. I will begin with 3 examples of how water can both threaten and sustain heritage. After that, I will introduce IWSSM's work. Before those examples, let me briefly explain water security. Traditionally, security focused on protecting the state and its territory. In 1994, UNDP broadened its idea with the concept of human security. The focus shifted towards people, their dignity, and their daily lives. So in this context, environmental security and water security developed within this wider view. So according to UN Water, they define such a long definition, but the bottom line is water security includes a sustainable access to enough water of acceptable quality. It also means protection from pollution and water-related disasters, support for livelihoods, and preservation of ecosystems. So this idea becomes clearer through heritage. As you well know, one example is a Nubia campaign. The Aswan High Dam in Egypt stored water, supported irrigation, flood control, and generated power. However, it placed Nubia monuments at risk of submersion, like being flooded. So Egypt and Sudan asked UNESCO for support. In 1960, UNESCO launched a campaign with around 50 countries. Over 20 years, 22 monuments and complexes were rescued and relocated. The dam supports water security, but also threatens heritage. Water has a similar dual nature. Too little causes drought, while too much causes flood. The Nubia campaign turned these challenges into international cooperation and helped to pave a way to the World Heritage Convention. And Korea has a similar example. The petroglyphs along the Banguchon stream inscribed on the World Heritage List in 2025. The rock art depicts prehistoric animals, whales, and scenes of whaling, as we show here. However, Sion Dam was built before the site's discovery. So changing reservoir levels rapidly submerged and exposed the rock surface. Changing reservoir levels, and this cycle increases weathering and the risk of permanent damage on the petroglyphs. So the Korean government plans to widen the spillway and install new gates. The aim is to keep water level below the petroglyphs so that the dam and the heritage sites can coexist. Jeju Haenyeo are women divers, and they collect seafood without breathing equipment and have long support their families and communities. Their culture is passed down through shared knowledge, cooperative work, and mutual support. They also follow community rules on harvesting seasons and minimum catch size. These rules prevent overharvesting and protect the marine ecosystem. Together, these practices show how livelihoods, culture, and environmental protection can support one another. Taken together, these cases offer 3 lessons. The Nubia campaign shows the power of international cooperation, And Banggucheon highlights the role of research and evidence in balancing water management with heritage protection. The Haenyeo show how education and learning across generations sustain culture and ecosystem. These lessons reflect IWSSM's 3 pillars: cooperation, research, and education. So today's central message is water security protects our heritage and supports our future. With this connection in mind, let me introduce IWSSM's work. Since 2021, IWSSM and Korean Institute of Geoscience and Mineral Resources have jointly run a groundwater program. It's designed for international students from developing countries who are studying in Korea. Jeju Island is an ideal location because it's home to Haenyeo, I mentioned before, and a World Natural Heritage. As a volcanic island, Jeju shows unique hydrogeological characteristics in its groundwater. The program covers groundwater science, AI-supported management, managed aquifer recharge, and water quality. It also includes practical exercises and field visits. Participants can see how groundwater, geology, heritage, and local communities are connected. Next, we also collaborate with multilateral development banks. Since our establishment, we have worked with the Inter-American Development Bank. So from 2024 to 25, we shared Korean experience in integrated water and solid waste policy across Latin America and the Caribbean. From 2025 to 26, we offer invitational programs on digital water management for officials from Uruguay and Peru. This year, we plan to deliver our program commissioned by the Asian Development Bank. So being selected by both institutions reflects our quality and practical relevance of our programs. Research is our second pillar. UNESCO's Intergovernmental Hydrological Program, or IHP, operates flagship initiatives including the Urban Water Management Program, or UWMP. Since rapid urbanization and climate change make flood, droughts, water scarcity, and aging infrastructures hard to manage. For several years, the IHP Secretariat encouraged IWSSM to become the UWMP Technical Secretariat. At its 27th session in Paris this June, the IHP Intergovernmental Council confirmed our role as the Technical Secretariat. We'll analyze trends, develop diagnostic tools, provide policy support, build capacity, and strengthen partnerships. And with UNESCO, we also published the Global Water Security Issues series and produced the official Korean executive summary of the United Nations World Water Development Report. These publications gather expert insights on water security issues and expand them to global scale. Our third pillar, cooperation, also means inclusion. Women and girls often carry a large share of water collection and unpaid care work at their household. Therefore, gender equality must be integrated into water policies and institutions. UNESCO's World Water Assessment Program stressed the need for sex disaggregated data. In June, we held a practical workshop on gender-responsive approaches. We also operate WHIPIC, an Asia-Pacific network for early career water professionals. Members share countries' experiences and take part in international events. Finally, our regional offices turn cooperation into work on the ground. IWSSM has offices in Lao PDR and Nairobi, Kenya. The Nairobi office is hosted by the National University of Laos and led by a local professor. Last year, it supported a disaster prevention workshop and a field assessment. And Nairobi office is hosted by the Regional Center on Groundwater. Last year, colleagues from Nairobi joined our groundwater program I mentioned before, and we also supported a ministerial MOU between Korea and Kenya on sustainable water management. These offices help build lasting partnership based on local needs. Our next goal is to connect them to ODA and other development projects. In closing, water security is not separate from heritage. It also supports the communities that keep heritage alive. Through research, education, and international cooperation, IWSSM will continue to work with UNESCO and partners worldwide. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Song, for illustrating the diverse activities of IWSSM. Next presentation is from ICDH. We have Ms. Lee Song-hee, Program Specialist. Her topic today is Empowering Global Memory, ICDH's Achievements and Vision.
Good afternoon. I really appreciate your attention. So my name is Song-hee Lee, the Program Specialist in UNESCO International Center for Documentary Heritage. In November 2023, our official headquarters was inaugurated in Cheongju, Republic of Korea. Cheongju City is a historical birthplace of JICJ. JICJ is the world's oldest surviving book printed with movable metal type. Our core mission is supporting the UNESCO Memory of the World program, which is established in 1992. This program is to ensure universal access while proactively monitoring over 517 inscriptions globally. So in that program, even disaster documentation or film, or even the writers' documentation papers in that program. As summarized here, ICDH translates global missions into reality through two main pillars. First, supporting the MOW program, and second, preservation and universal access for all humanity of documentary heritage. So documentary heritage especially provides the essential narrative, evidence, and historical context for civilization. And I would like to emphasize the World Heritage Committee in Busan adopt the Busan Declaration, setting a new global keyword, collaboration, for stronger convention implementation. So with this keyword, the collaboration, we have a collaborative achievements. On the base, collaborative research serves as our foundational base. And with this base, we highlight three core achievements here. First, joint inscription to support joint MOW nomination. And second, capacity building to empower professors or professionals. And third, constructing a global digital platform. So our basic framework relies on collaborative research. So we publish International Journal of Documentary Heritage. This journal is open access publication that serves as academic bridge, connecting scholars, memory institutions, and policymakers worldwide. So build on this research base, our first achievement is joint MOW inscription. For example, last year, we achieved the joint MOW inscription of collection of documents from Mountain Muhu in April 2025. So co-led by UNESCO ICDH, our center, and IICAT, a research center in Central Asia. This milestone project safeguards 1,400-year-old Sogdian Silk Road records. Our second achievement is capacity building. So heritage preservation requires local capacity and crisis readiness. So for example, as shown in this image from our Pacific Islands workshop in October last year, we trained heritage professors and professionals with hands-on restoration on site. Here in this workshop session, regional representatives gathered to discuss disaster readiness and proactive protection for guideline. Alongside these workshops, we also produce many global specialized resources, including guidelines and also some use workbooks. And you can check that these materials in front of this room. This is the photo of the classroom for capacity building. We also conduct pilot education programs for connecting MOW with the UN Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs, empowering youth to understand climate, ecology, and documentary heritage. Also, we engage the public. We host interactive work through exhibitions, like in this picture, and bridging preservation with the public heritage interpretation. Our third achievement is constructing a global digital platform. We have recently secured official government funding, and we are currently building the system, targeting its public launching in 2027, next year. This platform hub integrates MOW archives, policies, and AI-driven data learning tools, and content libraries, all obtain about documentary heritage, ensuring universal digital access while protecting records against historical manipulation. Okay, again, so our achievements directly fulfill the Busan Declaration. Joint inscription advances in inclusive heritage interpretation. A workshop fulfills shared responsibility and management. And third, the digital platform delivers enhanced digital responsibilities. In conclusion, ICDH's vision is to serve as an international hub, promoting solidarity and inclusive cooperation. So we will definitely continue to integrate heritage assets, expand the research networks, and also empower local capacity, and finally secure long-term sustainability. ICDH further information can be found our websites. So in conclusion, safeguarding documentary heritage is not merely about preserving just ancient papers or digital bits. It is definitely about keeping the soul of humanity alive for the generations to come. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, Ms. Lee, for reminding us the importance of the documentary heritage. Our sixth presenter is from WHIPIC. Please welcome Ms. Shim Harry, Head of the Research Office, presenting on World Heritage Interpretation for a New Era.
Good afternoon. Hi, I'm Harry Shim from WHIPIC, currently overseeing research and international capacity building programs at WHIPIC. So today I would like to speak about how the World Heritage Interpretation for a New Era through WHIPIC's role and activities. So to start, I want to speak about how the concept of heritage has been evolving throughout the time. So from the 1931 Athens Charter to the very World Heritage Strategy 5C, and adding 1C again this year as a collaboration. These charters and conventions and new notions of heritage actually expanded the notion and understanding of the heritage. Also, not only about the concept of heritage, but also the societies and environment surrounding the heritage is changing, because nowadays many of the World Heritage Sites are located in the very center of the urban context, and now we have more development threatening heritage conservation. We have more dissonant heritage, conflict surrounding heritage. So these kind of new environment requesting the need for heritage interpretation. So I would say why heritage interpretation matters now, because today heritage management is not only about physical conservation, it also requires to have a community participation, and because now we have many stakeholders surrounding heritage, we will encourage multiple narratives, and we will need to encourage them to speak about the heritage sites. And also the interpretation contributing to sustainable tourism is also important, because it eventually enhances the quality of lives of the community, and also the public uses and enjoyment. So now the heritage management goes beyond the physical conservation, requiring meaningful engagement with the people and communities. And responding to these issues and also changes, WHIPIC was established in 2022, and it has different roles. So first, the most importantly, it has a research pillar. So we do have a theoretical research, and also based on that, we have other thematic researches. And eventually, we would like to develop guidelines and principles that can be helpful to the site managers and the field. And then also based on that, we do have international capacity building programs. We have capacity programs in Africa and in Arab regions and also in Asia. And also related to that, we have more and more of an international cooperation project, particularly developing on heritage interpretation frameworks. And then also, implementing the project in this area for the last few years, we see the gap between the policy and the field, because the World Heritage Committee and the advisory bodies are requesting more heritage interpretation documents and plans and strategy. But in the field, they need guidance and more specific guidelines to implement the heritage interpretation strategy. So we wanted to also fill the gap between that. And then also we have awareness raising programs and outreach to the general public. So I'll go into a bit of deep into our each project. So in research area, right after our establishment, the very first project that we've done with the international working group is to define what is heritage interpretation today. And according to our 2-year research with the international experts and professionals, also heritage managers, heritage interpretation is a meaning-making process through communication, participation, and experience. And also based on these definitions and concept study, we do have other thematic studies, for example, like Criterion 6 or attributes and OUV, and also sites associated with the memory with the recent conflicts. And then, as I told you before, we are in the process of developing principles and guidelines for the site managers. In capacity building wise, we also have a lot of African projects. We do collaborate with the other Category 2 centers in Africa, African World Heritage Fund, also other state parties, to organize a capacity building workshops for the World Heritage Site managers. So we've done in Namibia and also Rwanda and Zimbabwe, and this year we'll be organizing one in South Africa. And also we work with close with also the Arab regions. So we work closely with the Arab unit in the World Heritage Center and other states parties in an Arab region to develop heritage interpretation frameworks. And of course, we work for the national site managers. So we organize capacity building workshops for Korean site managers. And we do have other heritage interpretation projects. And the policy support wise, we work with the World Heritage Center. For the periodic reporting and regional framework action plan, we worked with the UNESCO Beijing office and also the center itself. And with the regional offices, we work with the UNESCO ROSA, the regional office for South Africa, and UNESCO Beijing and Bangkok, and also UNESCO Doha office for developing heritage interpretation frameworks and the capacity building programs. And of course, more importantly, we work directly with the sites, the World Heritage sites and the state parties. Whenever they want to have consultations or training programs, we work with them directly. Yeah, and of course, not only for the site managers or direct stakeholders, but also we outreach to the general public to enhance their understanding on heritage itself and also heritage interpretation. So we do publish annual periodicals, and you can take one home from the table in front of the committee meeting room. And finally, what we're planning now is that we are actually planning to empower Category 2 centers in World Heritage. Is it 9 Category 2 centers? Yes, 9. So we have 9 Category 2 centers in World Heritage sector in each region, and we are actually doing a lot of work, but we want more visibility and more voice in the system. So this year, actually, we created the World Heritage Category 2 Center Forum to enhance our network and power, and we'll be having annual meetings and networkings from now on. So to conclude and coming back to our question, what is heritage interpretation for a new era? It is not only about just transferring knowledge or explaining about the sites, but actually connecting people with the heritage. So thank you very much for listening. So that concludes my presentation.
Thank you very much, Ms. Shim, for showing how WHIPIC is advancing its activities for heritage interpretation. Last but not least, our newest center, GCDA, we have Dr. Moon Kyung-ho, Deputy Director General. He will present on achievements and key initiatives of GCDA.
Thank you very much for introducing me. I'm the Dr. Kyung-ho Moon from the GCDA. Actually, before my presentation, I really appreciate for my former presenters because you saved my time. I thought I've got just only 5 minutes, but I have 7 minutes, so I can maybe finish it in our time. All right. So as you can see on my slide, the GCDA is an abbreviation of the Global Research and Training Centers for the International Development Area. So we call it that. And the other the Category 2 centers, we are brand new Category 2 center. We established in the 2024 April. So it only passed 2 years history. But we have objects for the, just like the other, category centers. We have focus on the researches and the training for the international designated area, especially for the natural site. So we have as you can see, the 6th floor, and we collect collect information and share the information, and we try to our best to train of the site manager to how to make build the capacity building kind of that. So most of our role is and the function is basically very similar to the category the other category centers located in the RK. So we have, as you can see in the bottom, we have some vision of the the global hub for the research and training IDAs and MIDAS or the MIDAS. Under this vision, we have the three strategy. Looks like the hub and harmonization and innovation. So we have the slogan "Hi, 주시다." Yeah. I will mention it some later. Maybe when I closing, I ask you something. So our achievement comparatively, not much than the other category center because we have very new. But we have we can divide in two parts. One is for the research project, and other thing is training project. The last year, after appointment to our the DG, Mr. Yulbom Lee over there. After his appointment, we have make some foundation to how to do our do our work for the future work. So at that time, he focused really highlight to the established kind of some master plan or the basic plan for the future, like medium and long-term development strategies and customized support program and the MIDAS information hub. And in case of the training programs, we tried our best, but not very much. But anyway, we have some academic programs and training programs for the site managers. And this year, so we had planned to hold kind of some international the international, the site manager supporting program co-hosted by ICHCAP and the IUCN as well. And we also very focus on to make a further progress for the international cooperation and exchanges. So I'd like to just highlight three parts of the key initiatives. One is that the MIDAS, the information hub. This is kind of some provide the integrated information, not only for the each IDAs, but kind of multi-international designated areas. So it's a very brand new, and there's no cases about deal with these kind of things. So we have some MIDAS statistics and case studies, and lots of guidelines, and learning MIDAS kind of some the educational materials in case of that. So as you can see on the screen, now we are developed the web platform, and maybe we will show you maybe next year kind of some the pilot operation. And second one is customized support program. This is kind of some requests. There are lots of requests from the either site managers about how to prepare the nomination form, or how to write up our periodic reporting, and how to deal with the management issues. So we make some international network and matching the experts to the the users or the site managers request. So now we made some setting up the framework and the web platform, and maybe next year also we will ready for our services. And third one, as I already explained you, there's a capacity building workshop with the ICHCAP, IUCN. All right, and last one is about other initiatives, but it's not fixed yet, but we are prepared to for the future. So one is the specialized education training program only for the UNESCO Geopark, the global geopark, because compared to the World Heritage Site and the Ramsar site, Biosphere Reserve and the UNESCO Global Geopark has very lack of their supporting program, especially for the site managers. So UNESCO centers wanted to make some specialized the program only for the the geopark site managers. And second one is just like other category centers did. We also set up or establish of the Midas the community network and hold the regular forums. And last one is we just reflect the recent, the current, the tendency, this kind of video clip or the video, the guidebook is more efficient to expand our, the knowledge and awareness raising for the public and as well as site managers. So now we produce to 5 minutes the promotion videos and sharing these videos with our information hub site. So yeah, as you can see, this is very beautiful site of the Jeju Island. Our center is located in Jeju. So just like do you remember the slogan? What is it? Hi Jishida, right? So just like that, hi Jishida, yeah, just like that. We are ready to contribute to the international request or site managers' need to with a very big smiling for the future. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Moon, for presenting GCDA's strategic direction for internationally designated areas. This concludes the presentation session. Thank you all for our presenters. Let's give a warm round of applause to all 7 presenters for their insightful contributions. We will now transition to the Q&A session, but due to the time constraints, we may be able to collect 1 or 2 questions only from the floor. If you have any question or comments, please raise your hand so the microphone will be received.
I thank to organizers because of UNESCO accredited Category 2 institutes, very important subjects for safeguarding protection World Heritage properties in the world, especially in Asia Pacific areas. I am from Mongolia. Mongolia has been engaged with Category 2 institutes from Korea so long time. Specifically, I will mention one Category 2 institute from Korea, the ICHCAP. ICHCAP, my UNESCO accredited NGO in Mongolia, Foundation for Protection of Natural Cultural Heritage, the maybe oldest partner with ICHCAP. ICHCAP has been engaged with Mongolia so long time. So many projects have been implemented. Only mention 2 projects shortly. For example, ICHCAP implemented in Mongolia and Central Asia was 50 documentary film has created with assistance of the financial and professional assistance from ICHCAP. 5 countries, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, Mongolia, and Uzbekistan. Each country has created 10 documentary film. Each documentary film stretches 40 minutes. And in total, 50 documentary film both were created, and in Mongolia has been organized documentary film festival with title Five Diverse Landscapes of Asia. 50 documentary film on intangible heritages of Asian countries. So thank you very much to ICHCAP friends. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Utnasan, for your comments. May I have another question, or do you have any final comments? If there's no question, then we can conclude our side event today. Thank you very much for joining us today, and we wish you a pleasant afternoon. Thank you.